Okay, welcome, Ricardo.
Thank
Please,
you.
please tell us about yourself, where you're from, and what it is that you do with regard to parental alienation.
Um, my name is Ricardo Simôes. I'm president of the board of Equal Parenting, Portuguese Equal Parenting and Children's Rights Association. So we are an organization that represents fathers, mothers, and adult children that suffer because of divorce or parental alienation. And of course, we fight for more equal involvement of both parents in the children's life.
That sounds wonderful. So you are from Portugal.
Yes.
How is parental alienation handled and viewed in your country at this stage?
Well, I think it's this is a worldwide problem, and in Europe we have some obstacles of recognizing that parental alienation is a real problem. Many courts already recognize the problem, but they have always the issue of using the concept of parental alienation. You know, because a lot of other organizations think that when we use parental alienation, we are with other aims, and of course we aren't. But it's a widespread problem in the divorce or separation. Some courts, especially more near the capital, are more prone to do something, and others where the region is more conservative in the north still maintains the status quo. So we have been pushing for many years for changing the law regarding shared physical custody, because we think it's the first step for stop parent alienation as a social problem. But we didn't. Last year we had a defeat on the parliament. But I think we are in a good path, and it's a question of time that the authorities address this issue very seriously.
Yes. What about mental health professionals, therapists and counselors and social workers? Are they aware of parental alienation? Are they knowledgeable enough, or do they still need to be trained in your country?
Yeah, they are knowledge about. They know about the problem, because it enters in their offices, in their buildings, so they cannot deny. The problem is that there is not yet in Portugal, like in many countries, a protocol how to address this issue. So many professionals are trying to experiment some things and trying to find approaches in other countries, and others, most of them don't know what they are doing. So that's, for us, that's a big problem. And we need, if you want, a new starting point regarding the professionals to approach this parent alienation in a completely different way, especially the clinic psychology
Yes.
that is very stubborn to change and maintain the, if you want, the systemic approach in office, and not, for example, what we think it's the best is going to the house where the things happen, and intervene on that setting.
Yes. Okay. Do you have a story, perhaps your own story, or any interesting stories of parental alienation that you can share with us?
Unfortunately, we have thousands of stories. We exist for 11 years, and myself, I've been 15 days in the parenting support group, helping other parents. So I have many stories, good and bad, since false allegations of sexual abuse, or it's very common now, not the sexual abuse that was some years ago, but now is domestic violence. There is even mothers. So this is, people think it's only fathers that are charged with domestic violence, but not. It's in our association appear a lot of mothers that are charged not with domestic violence against the ex-partner, but against the child. And it's very common regarding mothers. Fathers is usually they are charged with domestic violence against the ex-partner. But I think let me see, there is a story that was very impressive to me along these years. That was three children. At that time they were like 13, and two of them were 10. And they were controlled by the father, not the mother. They were controlled by the father, and they had they were very afraid of the father, so they did everything the father said. And I remember that when the court said to the father, or the children go to the mother, or we will change the custody, then he say to the children, you go to the mother's house, but you don't go out of the room unless you go to the bathroom. And when one goes, everyone goes. So, and each week, because it was every Sunday, each week he choose one of the three children to control the others. So no one of the children had totally power. So he each week gave power to one of them. So that way they auto control themselves. And when they were in the room, they destroy literally the room. And it was only when a psychologist from the mother started to be in the room with them, and they say in the beginning, I will not talk to you because my father said not talk to you. And the psychologist said, no problem, you don't need to talk with me, I just will be here. And after several months, they started to talk with her. And that was the breaking point. And in the end, the girl, because it was a girl and two boys, the girl certain point said to the mother, I cannot do this anymore, treating you badly, because it's not what I feel. So she never went back to the father. The two boys had to be taken out from the father by the court. And now, just a few weeks ago, for the first time, the three of them went to a weekend with the father after like 4 years of having very few contacts, because especially the daughter didn't talk for years with the father. The boys, because were taken out by the court, still maintain that idea that well, say to the father, it was not our fault, we didn't betray you, it was the court. And so they still maintain a relationship with the father. But when just a few weeks ago, for the first time, the girl accepted to be with the father, and of course they live with the mother now for a few years. But it was a very, very complicated case. I think it took like 4 years on this situation, and now they are as normal as they can be for the last also 4 years, something like that.
Wow, that sounds like quite a severe case. I would like to ask you two things. The first thing is, who was it that could help them to get a proper case together for court? Was it the evaluation of the psychologist?
The first, this is interesting thing, because the mother that came to us, the starting point was our support group.
Yes.
Our support group helped her organize the ideas, And for example, our message that you should never give up was very important. She went every day. When I say every day, is every day to the school and make a point for the kids to see them. The kids
Yes.
didn't talk with her, but saw her. Sorry, saw her. And when they came back, they told us, because all of three of them already went to our support group explaining us when they said bad things about the mother, what they were feeling.
Yes.
For many fathers and mothers understand that when they say that I hate you or things like that, they are not really saying that. So when they went to our support group, parent support group, they said that if there was a day that the mother wasn't near the school and they didn't saw her, they inside were very upset because of that, because they were afraid that the mother would give up on them. But she went almost every day near the school at lunch hour, and they saw her, and that was enough for them to continue, because it was a violence against them, and also for the mother, because she didn't have any contact at that time with them. So that was the starting point. She maintained this. She came to our support group. We give her some advice regarding the real relationship, because one thing that we say in our organization is that you have to separate what is the court procedure and what is the real relationship with our kids. So she made this separation. And then regarding the court, the psychologist that went to her home was important, but the breaking point was the girl that was at that time 15, said that didn't want to go anymore to the father, and then she told the court everything what really was happened. But even so, the court took 9 months to take the boys out. 9 months, even with the information of the girl and with the psychologists that were accompanying the children for months at the mother's house. It took 9 months for the court, going with the police and social security, social service, sorry, getting the boys out. And when they went, it was interesting. When they went to pick up the boys, the father was abroad.
Really?
They were really all alone. So it's
Yeah.
incredible. They were not with the mother, but the father controlled them at
Also not there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And was there any recourse against the father? Was there any action taken against him for having done that? Is something like that possible in your country?
Yeah, it's possible, but most of I think I don't remember anyone that did that. But when we fight for many years and we get our children back, we just want to forget
Yes.
the court. So after these procedures, the fathers and mothers don't do nothing. They just want to get back and not spend more money in court with lawyers and so on. So, but it's possible, yes. I have another example that I remember with a very serious sexual abuse, false allegation of sexual abuse. It was clear that was false. The court said that, and after a long process of 4 years, also 3-4 years, the child stayed with the father, and it was the mother that had to see the boy in the social services.
Yes.
And she didn't appear for the last, I think, 5-6 years. She disappeared.
Really?
She don't pay anything. And the father, the only thing he did was ask to the court to get the alimony for the child.
Yes.
And even that, the court don't do anything. So, but it's possible to do it. But when a father or a mother give up, the court cannot do anything.
They'll just leave it. Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. Very interesting. We are running out of time, but I want to ask
Okay.
you one last question. What is the best advice that you would give somebody who's being alienated from their children?
Well, one of the things already said, never give up.
Never give
and
up.
try to think that the relationship is not established to courts. So do small gestures to your child, because they will appreciate that in the future. And so never give up, give up, and be patient, and things will happen.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Keep well. Okay.
Bye-bye.